From New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
How you doing? The kids have come to play today. You won't believe what I'm about to tell you. With all due respect, have several seats. My girls are always turned out. I give it to you straight, no chaser.
Now, here's Wendy.
Number one. So are you. Let's get it on. Hi. Thank you for watching our show. Say hello to my co-hosts, my studio audience. Fantastic. I like your jeans. Very cute. Doing okay. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Come on. Thank you. You know I love a romper. Thank you. So have a seat. We've got a lot to talk about. He's going to hate me for saying this. He's sitting in his office right now. Maybe he's not looking at the TV. But happy birthday, honey. We'll see you later. So, look, did you watch the debate last night? Yes. Do you really have 3 hours out of your life to spend on anything? No. Neither do I. I mean, it was on, and I had it on several TVs in the house, but I'm walking back and forth, I'm making quinoa, like I'm busy. You know, but it was the debate, the hashtag Donald Trump show, right? Excuse me, I was fully entertained. I found him to be, well, it wasn't his best performance ever, but he still outperformed a lot, except for the lady. She did a good job, right? Look. Our Donald Trump attacked almost everyone on stage, and I lived for it. Take a look.
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there. That I can tell you. Legit. I heard Governor Pataki, who, by the way, was a failed governor in New York, a very seriously failed. He wouldn't be elected dog catcher right now. I heard what he had to say. First of all, Rand Paul shouldn't even be on this stage. He's number 11. He's got 1% in the polls, and how he got up here, there's far too many people. Anyway,
but the simple fact is...
Excuse me, 1 second.
No.
I didn't want to...
Fact is, Donald, you cannot take...
More energy tonight. I like that. Look,
I was asked the question.
Your brother and your brother's administration gave us Barack Obama because it was such a disaster those last 3 months that Abraham Lincoln couldn't have been elected.
Well, you all, and I read Facebook, you accuse me of being a Trump backer, and now you hate on me because you think I'm back. I'm not backing Trump. What I am is entertained by a friend to this show. That's what I am. I'm entertained. He's not votable. He's not presidential. He's like that boy that you sit behind in sophomore year in high school who you find rude but cute. That's what I'm saying. And by the way, right? And by the way, I was distracted by the airplane on the stage. I'm like, who's flying? Like, what is going on? And why are there so many people on the stage? And why do they, 3 hours? Like, not for nothing, we went to see Straight Outta Compton as a family over the summer. But I will tell you right now, anything over an hour and 45 minutes, you're losing me. The movie was 2 hours and like 20 minutes. Now, I stayed awake the whole time, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. By the way, I gave it a 9, only because there's always that 1% where something could have been better, so it could have been a 10. My son gave it a 9 as well, and Big Kev gave it a... We were entertained. Yes, yes. I'm shocked for Jersey, because normally we say it like we mean it, and New York, Jersey, same thing when the rest of the world looks at us. So Trump was saying it like he means it. My Governor Christie almost didn't even matter during the entire debate. Like, do you remember when he was a contender? Yes. And we didn't like it? Yes. And now he's just fallen off the radar? Yes. And we forget about him. Not all. And so the top 3 people for the Republicans are not politically, from a political background. We've got Trump, not political. We've got the black brain surgeon, who, by the way, for a brain surgeon, talked really slow. He was a bit boring, though. You know, like, he made me appreciate Trump and Trump chutzpah. And then you've got the lady who said the most important stuff, only I didn't like when she dug into Hillary. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they try to pit women against each other, but I guess she had to say something about the other side, so she did. Anyway, look, Rachel Maddow is here at our show today. And she's gonna tell us if she thinks Trump could actually win and what's up with the rest of them. So Rachel, later. Okay, Kanye West, who, by the way, stop asking me what I think about Kanye for president. Are you serious? This is a 1-hour show. And I don't waste time on mess. Most of the time. So stupid. But more importantly about Kanye, forget the presidential thing. Would you stop? The bigger picture is that he presented his second fashion collection yesterday. And it looked like, now if you're from my era, you remember the Blob? Do you remember the Night of the Living Dead, the original? If you're a little younger, then you might not remember those two, but you remember the Michael Jackson Thriller video. The fashion show was like death walking. I don't know what is going on here. I can't, yeah, I can't. By the way, they just shot a picture of one of our regulars. The lady they just shot has been here like 255, yes, yeah, Hey girl, hey, hey girl, hey. Right, Suzanne? Yes. She comes like 3 times a week.
Yes, we
ever
love
since
her.
Our show was invented. And we need our supporters.
Yeah,
so thank you, girl.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I don't get the clothes. I don't care about the clothes. Everything is so beige and everything is so wild and deathly. But lots of celebrities were there, including his main friend. You know where I'm going with this. First I'll give the look. Then I'll do the point. And who is that? That Tucci man from the Givenchy line, who Kanye spends a lot of time in Paris with. I'm not saying anything, I'm just giving you the side eye. Anyway, look. So, his fashion show did cause controversy. He claims that, one of the designers claims that Kanye unethically scheduled his show at the exact same time as hers. Well, she's an upcoming designer whose name we don't know, and she was planning on having all these people. And you know, you have to pay a lot of money to present during Fashion Week. So she paid all this money, she had her guests scheduled, the names were in the seat tags, and then all of a sudden Kanye, Mr. Richie Rich, comes out of nowhere at the last minute. And by the way, he's done this before. And he says, all right, my fashion show is in like 3 hours. It's gonna be here, here, here. And people show up. So this girl had a lackluster audience while Kanye had the big audience. But you know what? I'm not blaming Kanye. I'm blaming the girl on being less than smart. Because here's what happens. If Suzanne is doing stand-up. I'm just saying. If it's Suzanne's first night doing stand-up and she's got the venue and the food is ordered and the invitations are out, and then all of a sudden Kevin Hart shows up at Madison Square Garden, and Suzanne's downtown and he's in Midtown, and who are you gonna go to see?
Sorry.
Suzanne, don't drink the Kool-Aid. They're saying that because they're here.
Yeah, exactly. I know that. They would go see Kevin Hart.
Yeah, exactly. You'll go see Kevin Hart, and then Suzanne will have no company. Except for me and Brendan. And so, you know, I don't, anyway, all right, girl, we'll try next year, okay? Good luck. By the way, I was in traffic this morning because, you know, we live in Jersey, but, you know, we work in New York, but they're both one and the same. They're connected by the Hudson River. It's like not a big deal. But like a 15-mile commute could take like 2 hours depending on what happened with accidents. So for about 3 miles, AKA an hour, in New York traffic, we are behind a car and the license plate, I lie to you not, said, yes! So whoever you are in New York City with the yes license plate, that was me behind you, beeping wildly to try to get around you to get here on time, okay? So, Rosie O'Donnell, everybody, has a new girlfriend. Well, now you know Rosie loves a relationship and she doesn't stay single for long. And I don't find anything weak or wrong with that. I'm a relationship girl too. You all make fun of our friend Jennifer Lopez because she monkey bars also. Well, you know, you have to know who you are to monkey bar. In other words, from one relationship to the other relationship. Like I like a relationship. I do. It doesn't make me weak. It makes me know who I am. Do you know? Do you know? Rosie's new girlfriend is the legendary Hollywood actress, Tatum O'Neal. Well, Tatum has declared her how you doing-ness. And she, look, reps for Rosie O'Donnell say they're just friends. But according to the Bible, that would be People magazine. They've been dating since the summer. Now, when I was on tour doing my comedy and I'm in the back of the tour bus bouncing around, everybody's in the front popping popcorn and having fun, but my door is closed and I'm in the back, you know, watching the TV and watching the scenery go by. I love a tour bus. They're very good. You know what? After being in a tour bus long enough, you get why some parents, including us when Kev was a little goober, put their kids in the car and drive them around the block to make them go to sleep. When you are in a tour bus and you lay on that king-size bed, back in your lair, the first thing you do is, oh God. Anyway, so in between sleeping, I'm reading stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, Tatum O'Neal is, how you doing? And by the way, I don't recognize her there. She looks a little bloated, but it happens. She's 51 like me, and Rosie is 53, and they are age appropriate, and Tatum was married to friend to the show, John McEnroe. If you watched the show long enough, you know John has been here before. He was an excellent guest. He wore a wig and everything. I like this relationship. I'm happy for Rosie. You know, I'm sorry. She's had a. I mean, I can call it when I don't like how she acts, but Rosie's had a tough time. You know, she was fired from The View, although she says she quit. In my mind, you know, and now she's divorced. She's been married 3 times, and Tatum 1 time. And her daughter, Chelsea, my heart broke this summer. Chelsea, remember, she was missing for a week, and then Rosie had to resort to social media, and turns out she was in Jersey with some seedy guy hiding out. And then when Rosie brought her home, she had the nerve not to stay home with Rosie. And I don't know what kind of mom Rosie is. I'm not judging. But all I'm saying is Chelsea left Rosie's house for her birth mother. Yeah, the birth mother's like, come on home, baby. I know I couldn't take care of you when you were a baby, but I'm ready for you now. And the girl left. So Rosie is 1 kid down, but 1 lover up. I was with Dr. Oz yesterday. And he told me, because, you know, to me, when you're with Dr. Oz, you ask medical questions because there's no copay. and he takes all insurance. So I'm like, Dr. Oz, I'm still getting full periods, but I have a lot of dry flakiness, like, around my face and stuff. And, you know, and he said, do you feel moody? I said, mood is my middle name. Like, sometimes I'm laughing wildly, and then other times I'm down on the floor crying crazy. And he said, well, in your age group, 51, he said, you know, you're, no. So Mehmet was telling me, Dr. Oz was telling me, Dr. Oz was telling me that, you know, your progesterone levels drop, and that makes things happen in your mind and, you know, in your body, and things happen. So even though I'm periodical still, I'm still going through something. So pardon my battiness, but I can only be who I am. And who I am now is Wendy Williams Hunter. But who I hope to be when I'm 61 is Christy Brinkley. Okay? You know, that is my longtime Judy. And she's been single for over 7 years, which, no, excuse me. Single doesn't mean you're not hooking up. It just means that there's nobody worth a claimation. You know, where you claim them and walk and, you know, and whatnot. But now she's got a new man, she's claiming him. And you know him. John Mellencamp. He dropped the cougar. John Mellencamp. Yeah. Well, I have to say, if you're wondering what Christy looks like now, this is a recent picture of them out. Look at my girl looking all of 37 years old. Now, she's been married 4 times, he's been married 3 times. They are both age appropriate. They have 8 kids between them. I like this relationship. Now, I was told in my morning meeting, not asked, but told, she needs somebody younger. She is too young and sassy. And I said, no, 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 because age is like an M&M. Beautiful on the outside. But you ever bite an M&M that's like older and the chocolate inside is a little gray? I have, and as a woman of a particular age, you know how it is, you can moisturize and diet and do whatever, but the inside is still the inside. So no, I like her with John Cougar Mellencamp. He's a few years older than her. She will always be the sexy young chippy. He will always look at her as being youthful and vital and whatnot, whereas a 27-year-old boy would roll in the hay one time and then realize, it's good on the outside, but still grandma-ish. Look, we've known each other a long time. We could either talk honestly or I'm going back to Jersey right now. Okay? All right, I'll stay. Look, we've got more great show for you, everybody. Clap it up louder. MSNBC host Rachel Maddow is here. And she's going to be talking about Donald Trump and a whole lot more. Plus, our old friend Matt Roush from TV Guide is here to tell us what are the hot new shows on TV for the fall. So grab a snack and come on back. Shutting it down with celebrity stylist Rachel Zoe on her new talk show and the latest celebrity fashion. Plus, you will literally go bananas for Hot Topics. We're back
tomorrow on an all-new Wendy.
Tons of new TV shows are thrown our way. Here to tell us which ones are worth watching, from TV Guide, he's the senior critic. Say hello to our old friend, Matt Roush.
Hello.
Matt, thanks for coming by.
Sure. Happy new season.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get started, which returning shows are we expecting to be excited for?
Well, I got to say, number 1 on that list has to be The Return of Empire.
Oh, yes.
Coming next Wednesday. Yeah, so, you know, huge show. Biggest show of last season. It's like the new Dynasty. It really is. Hip-hop Dynasty. Big guest stars coming on. Marissa,
no,
yeah, what?
It's like the new Love Boat.
Oh, well, everybody wants to be in it.
Do you remember on the Love Boat?
Yeah.
Like they had a bunch of guest stars and stuff. It's like Love Boat. But I love it. I can't wait.
They never played music like that on the Love Boat.
Okay.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it's really great fun. They did the big screening at Carnegie Hall for the first episode. It was spectacular. So cannot wait. Now, if that is the new Dynasty, we have a show that is the new Dallas. And that is the first show we're talking about.
All right.
And that is called Blood and Oil.
Oh, with Don Johnson?
Don Johnson.
Who's still sexy?
Still sexy.
Okay.
Now, Dallas is now in North Dakota, because North Dakota is where all the oil is nowadays. So you've got Chase Crawford, who was in Gossip Girl. He's the young star of the show.
Yeah.
But everybody wants money. Everybody wants oil here. And it's more like a Western. It's set in a boom town in North Dakota. But again, it's very soapy. It's very sexy. It's ABC on Sunday, which is where Revenge used to be. But she ran out of people to get revenge on. So now we have Blood and Oil is going to be the show. Yep.
Perfect. Okay, what's next?
Next, also on Sunday, also on ABC, we have a show called Quantico. Quantico, which is my favorite news show. Now, Quantico is where they train all the FBI agents. A lot of people are calling this show Grey's Academy because the idea here is like the sexiest group of young future FBI agents you will ever see. Star of the show is this Bollywood star, Priyanka Chopra.
I was going to say, who's that?
She was a Miss World of 2000.
She's hot.
She is super hot. They're all super hot. I mean, these agents are having sex in the parking lot before they even get to school, you know?
Okay.
But there's a big mystery around this show because one of the agents is a secret terrorist who's going to blow up Grand Central Station in a year.
Fabulous.
So there's a huge mystery around it, lots of sex and all kinds of goings-on. But it's a perfect ABC show, and that is Quantico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt, what do we have next?
We have two comedies on Fox, two comedies that star these guys who feel like they've been swimming in the fountain of youth.
I'm watching both of them, by the way.
Well, John Stamos is back on TV. Uncle Jesse, look, Uncle Jesse is looking so good. John Stamos in a show called Grandfathered. The idea in Grandfathered is that he's this playboy chef who's a bachelor for life. He discovers he has a grown son he didn't know, but the grown son has a baby daughter, so he's an instant grandpa. And look how cute. Who is cuter, John Stamos or the baby? It's hard to tell,
decide.
you know?
Yes.
Exactly. So also on that same night, we have the return of Rob Lowe is coming back to TV
So we've
as
got
well.
back to back.
Back to back. Back to back,
Okay.
ageless hotties here. Rob Lowe is playing the Grinder. Terrible title, but nonetheless, the Grinder. He was a fake TV lawyer. He was a star of a TV show, but the Grinder gets canceled. He goes back to his hometown, where his brother is a real lawyer. Fred Savage is back on TV.
Yes.
If you remember the Wonder Years.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been a TV director for a long time. Now he's coming back to acting, but he's a real lawyer. But he keeps being upstaged by his fake TV brother lawyer. It's a family comedy. It's really funny and fresh. And back-to-back, John Stamos and Rob Lowe on Fox. Hey, that's a pretty hot hour of TV.
And that's Tuesday night?
Tuesday nights on Fox,
At
yeah.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock is my wheelhouse.
You can
I'm
stay
still
up
awake.
to watch
I'm
those
watching
for real.
That.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we have next, Matt?
Now, this is my favorite comeback story of the fall. We have the Muppets coming back to TV. Who doesn't love the Muppets? The idea of this show is that it takes you behind the scenes of a new late-night show that is built around Miss Piggy. She's the star of a late-night show. Everybody's got one now. So the idea here is you're going behind the scenes. It's sort of set up like Modern Family, where the Muppets are talking to the camera like they're real people, and it's like a mockumentary sort of a show. But it's really funny, and, you know, big scandal here because Piggy and Kermit are broken up.
Right.
You might have seen that story this summer. Yeah. So they called the show Scandal, really. He's actually dating another pig on set. I mean, honest to God, he likes the pigs. What can I tell you? But it's a really funny show. A very fresh take on the Muppets in prime time on ABC on Tuesday nights.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Quickly, we have time for one more.
Okay. This is the guilty pleasure of the fall. Now, a lot of critics are going to be divided on this one, but this is the show that's going to be your guilty pleasure. It's called Scream Queens, going to be on Fox on Tuesday.
So
now,
everyone's in this also?
Yeah. Oh, huge cast here. Emma Roberts, Ariana Grande playing mean sorority girls. It really is it's like a slasher spoof. It's kind of like the Scream movies done inside a sorority house. But the girls are so nasty. The show's really trashy. But it is the kind of show people kind of like. And I'll tell you, the thing about it I love the most, Jamie Lee Curtis is in this show. She is the original Scream Queen. I go way back to her with Halloween and all that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and she's the dean of the college. She hates those girls as much as I do. So I don't know who the killer on this show is, but I think any of us could be. Nick Jonas is in this show, so it's really so it's got a really big energy to it. Ryan Murphy made it. He does American Horror Story, and he did Glee, so now he's doing Scream Queens for Fox. If the critics don't like it, it's probably critic-proof. It's probably going to be a hit.
This show got a lot of buzz. Thank you so much, Matt. It's so good to see you
have a great
again.
season, yeah.
Thank you, Matt. For more information on these shows and pick up your latest issue of TV Guide magazine, because you can find everything in there. It's on newsstands now. Up next, we're going to break down the latest debate from last night with Rachel Maddow. Don't go far. Everyone's talking about last night's Republican debate and wondering how Donald Trump did. So here to break it down for all of us is one of the smartest people that I know, politically speaking. Give it up again for our friend, Rachel Maddow. Rachel, how's the family?
Spectacular. I love you too. God, thank you.
Fantastic.
Last time I was here, we just gotten a new puppy. He was like, we'd only had him for 3 days. Now he's 5 months old and 50 pounds already.
Wow.
The vet just told us he's going to be 100 pounds.
Wow.
I have to buy him a new car. He doesn't fit in my car. Anyway, that's the family.
All right, so let's break down last night.
Yeah.
How did Donald do?
Donald was Donald. He was exactly what you think he's going to be. And so maybe that's good if you already like him.
Yes.
But if part of the appeal is, what's Donald Trump going to be like? What's he going to say tonight? He's sort of doing the same thing all the time now. It's sort of becoming his shtick.
Yes.
So that might be dangerous for him. He may need to mix it up. He also, you know, CNN interviewed him as soon as he got off the debate stage. And they said, Donald, what did you learn tonight? And he said, I learned I could stand for 3 hours. That was a long debate. And, you know, he seemed tired. He sort of stopped talking at the end of it.
Yeah.
They were talking about foreign policy at the end. He just didn't weigh in. Everybody else was jumping in, and he was kind of sleepy. So I don't think that's a good look. I mean, being president is hard.
Yeah.
You know,
People are saying that wasn't his strongest night.
Yeah.
So, out of all of them, and there were a lot of them, and that airplane, you know, who do you think won?
Everybody is saying today that Carly Fiorina won, and so that's probably enough. If people think you won, then in some ways you won because there's a strong perception for her.
What do you think?
You can tell I don't agree. I think that she did. She had a great moment at one point, but I don't think she had a great debate. And the problem she's got right now is that people are really going to take her seriously as a candidate, and a lot of the stuff she says doesn't check out and isn't true, and she doesn't always know what she's talking about. So it can be dangerous to be taken seriously when you are not a serious candidate. The person I disagree with you on this. I think your governor sort of won. I think Christie did okay.
Why? Because he put everything off on the people and didn't make it about himself?
You know what it is? It's because Donald Trump is right that there were people who should not have been on that stage last night. Like Rand Paul and Chris Christie and these other guys who are polling at 1%. They have no business being on a debate as long as we're like, unless everybody's going to be there, and they didn't let everybody be there. If you're polling as badly as Chris Christie, you shouldn't even be in the room. But they let him be in the room, and he looked like he belonged. Once he started talking, he seemed like a regular candidate instead of a guy who really is tied with the guy who just quit. I mean, he's at 1% in the polls. So is Rick Perry. Rick Perry's no longer running. So he shouldn't have even been there, but he kind of looked like he belonged. So I think, weirdly, he won.
Jersey, stand up.
Jersey survived. Yeah.
So, you know, back to Carly. She had one of the biggest moments last night.
Yes.
Explain that. And we have a clip, right? We have a clip, Doug?
We have the clip of it. I'll tell you what was going on here.
Okay.
Donald Trump had said in a Rolling Stone interview that came out last week about Carly Fiorina, look at that face.
I can't with him. I can't.
Look at that face.
I love Donald, but I can't.
The sexism stuff is a little over the top.
Go ahead, continue.
So they asked Carly Fiorina last night. They said, Donald Trump just said this about you. Look at that face. Can you imagine somebody being our president with that face? They asked her to respond while she's standing there on stage with him and cue the fireworks.
Roll it.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting to me. Mr. Trump said that he heard Mr. Bush very clearly and what Mr. Bush said. I think women all over this country heard very clearly what Mr. Trump said.
I think she's got a beautiful face, and I think she's a beautiful woman.
All right, on that note.
He was so lying. Shucking and jiving. And by the way, about Carly, I need that hairspray. Like the hair never slunk in the eyes. It's like helmet-like. And sometimes, you know, Rachel, you keep your hair short.
Yeah.
But when you keep your hair longer, you know, or your wig, in my case, you need a good hairspray.
Yeah. No, it's you're right.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but it is perfect.
That's a good
but
one.
That frozen look right there, that is exactly how she looked when he was like, you're beautiful. I think you have a beautiful, you know, it is, in theory, it is a compliment to call somebody beautiful. Not like at a job interview, though. You know, like not when you are running for president.
No.
Then it's condescendingly obnoxious.
No, he's not presidential.
No,
but he is the friend of the show. So, do you think he'll actually get nominated?
You know, God strike me down, but it's at this point in the race with a lead that big. It's
possible.
It's totally possible.
Oh my God.
I mean, and here's part of why. And people aren't talking about this a lot this way, but think about if you've got a pie to divide between a bunch of people.
Right.
One person comes along, cuts their piece of the pie like with an axe. Right. Then everybody else has the tiny little bit of it, what's left to fight over. That's what's going on. There's 16 of these guys running. And guys like Chris Christie and Rand Paul and all these big name guys, they're like at 1% because Donald Trump has such a huge lead. You can't stay in the race for president for very long if you're polling at 1% or less or 2%, and it's going to thin out the field.
Yeah. So what do you think about Hillary? Will she overcome the scandal with the emails?
The email, yes. I think she will. And here's why. You think about the trajectory of her career and everything she's done and everything she's been and everything people know about her. And then you think about the email scandal. Or like on the other side, the counterbalancing thing. What's the email scandal? She had a personal email address that she used while she had a government job. And a lot of other people did that too. Are you still awake? I mean, that's it. That's the scandal. Yeah. When I set up my show every day, I talk with my staff about what's going to be in the news, what from the news is going to be on the show. We have a category that we put things in, which is too boring to live. The Hillary Clinton email scandal is too boring to live. There's just nothing there. So if that's the best they've got against her, it's just like, you know what? She went through that whole Whitewater thing, and
they got to dig deeper for the dirt.
Yeah, it's not. She's doing fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Rachel, it's lovely to see you again.
Great to see you too, Wendy.
Rachel will be back with Presidential Scoop throughout our season. Yay! So if you love today, you'll love it even more later. The Rachel Maddow Show airs weeknights at 9 on MSNBC. Ask Wendy is next.
It's our biggest day of hot topics. And the day after the Emmys, we're calling it all out. Who ruled and, who should get schooled? Our fashion panel says it like they mean it.
Monday on an all-new Wendy.
Welcome back. It's time for Ask Wendy. Everybody have a seat. Except for you.
Hi, Wendy.
How you doing?
My name is Maya. How you doing? So, I've been dating this guy for like 2 years now. And within the first year, he met my parents, but I still have not met his.
Relax, wait.
So, for me, that's kind of a red flag, just because I'm like family-oriented. I want to know, like, my significant other's family.
Sure.
So, I asked for your advice. What do you think? Should I stay or should I go?
Well, what does he say about why you haven't met his parents?
So like, I get it. Some people, some things are a big deal. For others, they aren't. So for him, like, he doesn't really have that relationship with his parents, but I still feel like it's important.
Well, if he doesn't have the relationship, then it's not important to him. You know, some of us come from close-knit families, me and you, where meeting mom and dad and the siblings are important. Some people were raised up, other people were dragged up. And if you were dragged up, then parents don't matter. I wouldn't sweat it so much. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right,
Thank
Maya.
you, Wendy.
All right, one more quickie.
Hi, Wendy. My name is Callie. How you doing?
Hi, Callie.
So I just moved back in with my parents after graduating college. And they're driving me nuts. I have to tell them where I'm going, when, what time, who I'm with, what time to be home.
Okay.
And after living on my own for 4 years, it's tough to come back into that. Okay. So my question for you is, how do I let them know I appreciate...
You should have thought about that upon graduation.
Yeah.
If you're living in my house and I'm your mom and I'm old enough to be your mom, you will obey my rules. You know, do you understand?
Yeah.
How old are you, hon?
23.
You're 23 years old. And do they have a curfew, you said?
Yeah. It's not too late.
Yeah. What time?
Like 1-ish.
Okay. Listen, at 23 years old, you're supposed to be out there dipping it and doing it. But you can't because you're living in my house and I'm your mother.
Right.
If you want to make your own rules, get your own apartment. Okay? I'm sorry, Callie. I'm sorry, Callie. What would you do if your fiance's ex keeps calling in the middle of the night? More Ask Wendy next. I want you to be my co-host. Come on, enjoy my studio audience. The tickets are free. So go to wendyshow.com today. Dress to impress, and I can't wait to see you. More Ask Wendy. I've got my answer, but go ahead.
Hi, Wendy. My name is Christina. How you doing?
How you doing?
Okay, so this is my dilemma.
Okay.
I've been with my fiance a little over about 1.5 years now. Okay. And this is the situation, okay?
Okay.
I'm a little annoyed.
Okay.
All right, how about that?
Okay.
So this is the situation. The ex-girlfriend is calling the house 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
In the morning?
Yes. And my bed is very busy. I'm having an issue.
Okay.
So he doesn't really, you know, he doesn't take the
Okay,
phone
wait.
calls.
How long was he with her?
She's not really relevant.
Does he have a child with her?
Yes, he does.
Well, that changes a lot.
Well,
if she's annoying as hell, I understand. But how long was he with her, please?
10 years, maybe?
Okay. And he's been with you for 1.5 years?
Yeah.
So she's in her feelings.
Yes.
3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Correct.
And you said she calls the house. Is there a house phone? Because I thought we were the only ones with a house phone. Or is she calling his cell phone?
She's calling his cell phone, yes.
Okay, well, if he wants to start a new life, he should get a new number. And I would be annoyed also, but it starts with a new telephone number.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yes.
Good luck. Celebrity Said What is next. Don't go far. Kurt is from Chicago. Celebrity Said What? Kurt, I'm aware that my butt looks like a bag of flapjacks, but I'm not trying to be the best-looking broad in the world. Was it Sharon Stone, Madonna, or Wendy Williams?
Well, that wouldn't be you, Wendy, so I'm going with Sharon Stone.
Yes! Woo! 2 for 2. Times Square, Dos Caminos. We'll be right back. Rachel Zoe tomorrow. I love you for watching today. See you next time on Wendy. Bye.
Nice.